Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, a wrestling legend says Mercedes Moné has no connection in AEW.
Why CM Punk is not heading to Saudi Arabia.
Some missing WWE stars are back with a new name, gimmick / look and stuff.
And could Joe Hendry be in the Royal Rumble? I'm Adam Wilborn.
I'm Andy Murray.
And this is the news.
Right. Let's talk about Mercedes.
Moné.
Jim Ross has been on. He reckons she ain't connecting. He reckons she ain't connecting in AEW. So he was on Grillin' JR, where he talks about things, because that's what you do on podcasts.
It's one of the best podcasts out there, that's not ours.
And there you go. And I'll read the things that he has said about Ms. Benz herself. Get it? Because Mercedes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very clever.
You're like a car.
Let's
put that together.
I'm in my mum's car. Jim Ross says, I still haven't felt her connection yet. I know that she has a lot of popularity. I know that people from around the world know who she is, but I haven't felt it. Sometimes I think she's a cool babyface, and sometimes she's a cool heel. But she's pretty cool nonetheless. So he thinks she's pretty cool.
Got it.
Just not connecting. I think it's a fair comment. I think that the run hasn't been what people were hoping, myself included. I'm a big fan of hers.
Yes.
Yeah, and there are times when it feels like she's jumping around between villain and babyface and stuff. But I'm hoping that with the insinuation that she might be getting involved in a certain stable soon, maybe we'll get some clarity on that alignment.
Yes,
stuff.
I really like the idea of her being a part of that Hurt Syndicate group thing. But I've got to say, I also somewhat agree with JR here in terms of, we were talking about her on a Q&A, I remember, a few weeks back, about her being one of the biggest disappointments, really, of this year. Just in terms of, we had so much excitement and anticipation. She was at All In last year, and everyone was buzzing about her finally coming to AEW. And then it happened, and it doesn't feel like she's been, to use a tired phrase, the game changer that many were hoping that she could be. Like, she's had arguably one or two really good matches. The Willow one is the one that really stands out for me, but Willow's had great matches with a lot of people this year, so it feels like she's the more common denominator here. And I don't know, it was weird because she's a megastar. She's a phenomenal pro wrestler. You said before, one of the best wrestlers in the world.
Just one of my favourites.
Gender aside.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's happened in terms of whether or not she came in and being that, utilising that megastar, or people were like, I don't really want to cheer you as a babyface, so they sort of had to slowly. She came across as a heel pretty much instantly.
Yeah.
And I think that works for a character now. I like having Camille as a heater, and I like to say I want to see her part of this Hurt Syndicate. But I just don't think she's had the real standout matches that people were really hoping she was going to. We were lucky enough to be in attendance for All In. And it was just on a night of phenomenal pro wrestling, it was a real dud, Britt Baker.
And then she had another stinker against Shida a couple of weeks later, so it's like, it's difficult. Like, the matches, I like the Willow match, I like the Emi Sakura match from the other week. That was good,
that was the other good one, yeah.
But it was like an 8-9 minute TV match. It wasn't, like some of the heaters that she had back in WWE with people like Charlotte and stuff. I think for me the main problem is the creative. I think it's been bad, just straight up bad. I think that she cuts these promos and it sounds like every single word has come off a script. It sounds fake, it sounds unnatural. I know she has a personal writer and creative person in AEW. I don't know if that's part of the solution or the problem.
Right?
Peppermint
tea. She has a peppermint tea and writes a
story. There you go, that almost rhymes. So I think the creative hasn't been good. I think they've struggled for any kind of consistency with the character. I just think she needs something new. I think she needs to be a straightforward heel. I don't think we should be flittering around between alignments and shades of grey and stuff. I think Mercedes just needs to go heel. But then the question of, how does the in-ring pick up? That's kind of on her end. So we'll see how it goes. And like I say, I'm a huge I've always been a big fan. Yeah. Going back to the Sasha Banks days, she's always been my favourite of the Horsewomen. She's always been one of my favourite wrestlers in the world. I don't think this has been a strong year for her. No. I am not ruling out the possibility of turning it around. It's not like she's cooked, she's not.
And to be fair, she's getting over a major injury.
Yeah, sure, yeah. I mean, there's plenty of reasons to run through, isn't there?
Yeah.
But it is quite telling when you have the Britt Baker match. And you could say, Britt was coming off a major injury as well. But then you have the Shida match, and it's kind of Shida's really good for, how has this one not quite worked? Open-minded to it, hope it improves, I think it will.
Yeah, hopefully it gets better for her in 2025. Right, let's talk CM Punk. Saw a lovely video of him crashing his Mrs. AJ Lee's signing for one of her comic things.
Stealing the spotlight, is he?
Yeah.
Hey?
To be honest, I paid no attention to the Punk or AJ Lee because Larry was in the video as well.
Larry.
And his little... See
the person who approached AJ at signing with the Larry t-shirt in the Punk format? I want that. I would buy that.
I need to 100%. See this.
It's really good.
But anyway, he is conveniently off television right now, understandably, you would say, after that Hell in a Cell match. But obviously, we're in Saudi Arabia season in WWE, and we all know what CM Punk said in the past. And yes, Fightful Select coming through the report. Obviously, Punk not scheduled to work Crown Jewel. You would assume he comes back, maybe on the road to Survivor Series, certainly by the time the Royal Rumble rolls around. But Sean Ross Sapp saying it is... it's abundantly clear the decision Punk made from a moral standpoint and related to things he said prior is the reason why he's not involved in Crown Jewel. You and I have said on numerous occasions it is going to be very interesting in the coming years, especially when he's world champion, one would assume, how they handle this situation. But for the time being, fair play for Punk. Quite right for him standing on his morals and saying, yeah, I don't want to work the Saudi blood money show, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's on you to draw your own lines when it comes to this stuff. You decide what you want to consume and involve yourself in. Like on a consumer level, you can choose not to watch these shows.
It has become weirdly normalised, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. That's how sports washing works. It's like Newcastle United's ownership is very rarely brought up these days.
They're just a rich club.
Yeah, and they're kind of portrayed as this like outsider shaking up the big six and all. It's nonsense. It's like, no, it's a sports wash. It's a hollow sports washing entity. That's what it is now. And look, I was a Newcastle United fan from the day I was born because they were my father's team all the way up to the takeover. So I'm not just hating.
No.
I had to give that up. But yeah, it's up to you to draw your own line with this kind of thing. I don't believe in barracking people for not drawing that line.
Yeah.
And I also don't believe in hounding people who make that choice based on their morals. There's no such thing as 100% ethical consumption in the world, but you can absolutely make changes that might make you feel like you're at least approaching it with consciousness and stuff. So fair play to CM Punk. I think a more critical person might look at it and go, well, you still work there, but then it's like, you have to draw your own individual lines on that, right? So, hey, fair play. I don't blame him for this at all. We're not going to repeat his quote. Probably get demonetized for that. But for this show, at least, he's not indulging in this.
Yeah, good for him. It does kind of come with the territory now in WWE, but for the time being, he's standing on his morals and... not working it. Good for him.
Good stuff. Right, next. What's next? It's my story.
What is next? Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to remember it.
Raw. Last night.
Yes. A thing happened on the show. It's a slow news
brought
day.
in some stars from WCPW. We kind of sort of brought them out into the spotlight.
They did Hansen and Rowe, Eric and Ivar. They're still Eric and Ivar, but they're no longer the Viking Raiders. I almost said Viking Experience there.
What's your finish called? Viking Experience. No, that's your name. What's your finish? Viking Experience. Who's done this? Oh, yeah, no, that makes some more sense.
Team members' names Viking and Experience.
Here comes Experience down the aisle.
Real top tag to Viking. They came back on Raw last night, and they were the War Raiders again, which was their name when they came over from the Indies and Ring of Honor and New Japan and came into WWE.
Yes,
they were originally War Machine previously, but then it's like, oh yeah, that martial arts guy is a piece of trash. So they changed it.
Multiple reasons. Yeah, the martial arts guy. Isn't there someone in Marvel called that as well? Maybe.
I
don't know.
Not sure. Really good Kiss song. Good Kiss song.
But they couldn't be called War Machine.
Yeah, I'm a huge Kissman. That's a good song.
They can chant war again now, so good for them.
War. Yeah, it's good. They just flattened bloody Alpha Academy.
Yeah.
I almost said American Made. I'm all over the place today. Really
good first squash that this tournament that's just been announced.
Definitely, and I'm pro squashes. I'm a huge squashman. So I like that style of presentation. For me, this is positive. I don't need the funny costumes and the silly gimmick. It's not the new generation era anymore. They were still a great team when they had all the axes and the helmets and stuff. But me personally, I don't need that. I kind of like, it's just two tough guys who are really tough and good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Kicked ass. Akira's always had some awesome bumps for them in that match. I can speak from experience when we had them in WCPW. The whole Viking thing is kind of them as well.
They love it.
But you don't need to necessarily call them the Viking Experience to put that point across. I'm just really happy that they're back wrestling together in the ring. I know Eric's obviously been out for a long old time with injuries. Ivar obviously too. Ivar did really well, I thought, when he was kind of left on his own. Just because they're not Vikings anymore in terms of their name, don't you dare take away a Viking rules match. I love those matches. But yeah, great to see them back, and they've got to be considered one of the biggest contenders for that tournament that's just been announced.
Yeah, definitely. Man, these two guys must have cumulatively missed about 5 years between them. Like they've had some badass injuries, so good to see them back and kicking ass.
Can I tell a very quick story that's going to get us in trouble with the editor about the War Machine lads?
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so
sorry, Ryan.
hang on, which one's which? Which one's Ivar?
Ivar Beard.
But as in what was his name before? Hansen.
Yeah.
We're on the bus coming back from somewhere for WCPW. Very early days in the promotion. I'm like, where shall I sit? Where shall I sit? And I just sat somewhere, and they're walking along, and I'm like, oh God, has everyone got designated bits on the bus? And Hansen comes over to me and goes, F off. Because I was sat in his seat, but in reality they were nothing but there. I was like, absolutely, sir, how would you like me to do that? But they were absolutely lovely and a genuine pleasure to work with. They're only joking, but also I may have weed a little bit when I said that. Right, say his name and he appears. We believe in Joe Hendry. Because he could well be in the Royal Rumble. A load of speculation on his future on social media. Basically, some idiot tweeted, kind of crazy how fast Joe Hendry fell off the radar. He was only booked for a short stint in NXT's TNA wrestling.
He's headlining their pay-per-view for the world title.
He's challenged for the title before. He's challenging for it again against Nick Nemeth, but whatever. He fueled some speculation, did Joe, saying in response to this, kind of crazy how poorly that tweet will age in about 4 months. That led a lot of people to go, wait a second, 4 months?
The Rumble.
That's the Rumble. Loads of speculation that he could well be in the Rumble. It's something that many people have said it's an obvious thing to do, to be perfectly honest. Fightful have spoken to people in TNA and say that he's not going to be leaving anytime soon. So it could be another one of those sort of Jordan Grace-esques. Oh, he'll pop up in the Rumble, but you're still a TNA wrestler at the end of the day. Yeah. He's going to be a focal point for TNA in 2025, quite rightly, considering all the buzz and attention that he gets. His contract apparently runs with the promotion until late 2025, and he's currently participating in a Detroit media tour with the Hardy Boys to promote Bound for Glory that goes down at the end of October, of course. But yeah, it feels like an absolute shoo-in that he should be a surprise pop at the Rumble.
Yeah, I don't know why he tweeted that. I don't know why he tweeted this will age poorly. Why would you do that? Like, you're just kind of blowing up your spot now. And it's like, if he does appear now, it's going to be like, oh, well, we know that. Mm-hmm. Like, we knew that was happening. To me, that was... I wouldn't have done that, personally. I would have just left it. Like, if people are chatting about you online, just kind of brush it off and go, well, I know what's coming. You're going to look silly.
Or just do the Sean Ross Sapp thing of bookmarking it, and then when it happens, coming back and going, what was that you were saying?
Yeah, he bookmark it and then quote tweet it with that photo of him smiling that gets around and stuff. But I would obviously like to see him in the Royal Rumble. I felt like he kind of gave it away a little bit.
It's all right. My brain's mush. I'll have forgotten about this by this time next week.
Ty Dillinger at 10. Sorry, Sean Spears at 10. It'd be good if they did like a funny bit. They should do a bit where like somehow he gets mentioned and then say his name.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah, that'd be good. So yeah, it's still going to be good. Don't get me wrong. I just wish it was a pure surprise.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's one of those things where everyone was anticipating. You don't need to literally say it, but I genuinely think it's going to be one of the biggest pops of the night, other than when The Rock comes in and, as Hamflet has suggested, at number 31 to win the whole thing.
That'd be great. Just booking himself. Yeah, we could have someone clear out the ring. Someone clears out the ring, like some bad guy, some hard man.
Yeah.
Clears out the ring. There's no one there. Gets a mic and goes, where's everybody? Bring out the Roman Reigns. Bring out Cody Rhodes. Bring out Rock. Hey, bring out Joe Hendry. Boom, music. There you go. He said his name and he appeared. That'd be good.
I really like that. I like a mid-match promo, a Rumble promo as well. Punk was again another.
Just do that. Just do that. Punk can do it. Why not? He's switched on. He's a smart guy.
Yeah. Or what about if you have two people in there, right? One of them's like, I can kick anyone's ass, and someone else gets in and goes like, oh, you think you can kick anyone's ass? Yeah. What about the surname of a famous snooker player?
Big Steve.
And
the third most successful Scottish sportsman of all time.
Yes.
Stephen Hendry.
After
the two Andy Murrays, actually. So
of course. On that note, we'll leave it there. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. And while you're at it, why not check out this video
dropping in from
right
above.
here.
There's no animation on it. I don't know why I said that, but...
Ooh.
Ah!